Number 15. The recipe to Hershey's bar. When chocolate was manufactured in the past, it was always dark chocolate, and hence it was not as popular as the chocolate we eat nowadays. It was bitter and sweet and had the popularity akin to coffee. It was in 1900 that the first Hershey's milk chocolate was formulated, where the dominant taste was sweet and not bitter. This made the whole population love chocolate as we love it today. The formula to this sweet chocolate bar is still a secret, although many other companies have come up with their versions of sweet chocolate. Hershey's, the first sweet chocolate bar, has been a trade secret for 100 years. Number 14. The recipe of KFC spices is known to only 2 people in the world. Just like with Coca-Cola, only 2 KFC executives know the secret recipe of the spices used in the famous fried chicken everyone around the world eats. The recipe is guarded in a facility that sounds like it is made to guard a treasure. The facility has concrete walls 2 feet thick, round-the-clock surveillance, armed guards, and unique PIN codes for the 2 executives who can open it only when both of them are present there. To go even further to keep it a secret, not all the spices are mixed in one place. Half the spices are mixed in one location, and then this mixture is taken to another location to be mixed fully, so that no one knows all the spices that are present. Number 13. Samsung Plasma Display. The plasma display was an exclusive technology that belonged to Samsung until it was stolen. Not a lot of us know this, but the plasma screen television technology was researched and developed exclusively by Samsung. They would have had the monopoly in the television business had it not been for the person who stole all the secret files on his last day of employment and walked away with it. Then he gave the stolen secrets to a Chinese company, and hence every manufacturer can build a plasma TV today. Number 12. Burgless effect. A card trick called burgless effect that no top magician has been able to crack. A real-life prestige. The card trick goes thus. The magician hands over a perfect deck of cards to person A. Then he asks person B to name any card and the position of the card in the deck. For example, Ace of Hearts, 8th card from the top. Then the magician asks person A to reach out for the 8th card. And voila, it is the Ace of Hearts, 8th in the deck. This card trick is known by only 2 people, Mr. Burgless and his apprentice, Mark Paul. Every other magician has tried to crack this trick, but until now, no one has been able to do it successfully yet. Number 11. The New York Times bestseller list. No one knows how the New York Times comes up with their bestseller list. The simplest explanation would be that they count the number of copies the book has sold from the various bookstores. But this is not true. There have been cases where the book hasn't sold a lot of copies but has still made it to the list. How they make the list is a well-kept trade secret, because if the publishers come to know how they make the list, they could use this data to make the book more adept at making it into the list. Number 10. WD-40. WD-40, the garage staple, has a formula so tightly guarded that it has been inside a bank vault for 50 years. WD-40 is used for almost everything, from cleaning to greasing to polishing machine parts. The formula to this popular industrial solvent has been kept in a bank vault for the past 50 years and has been taken out only twice. And just like the KFC spices, the product is mixed at 3 different locations in the country, and then it is passed on to the manufacturers just so that no one gets the complete formula of the famous product. Number 9. Ahapaneco, the Mexican language. A Mexican language called Ahapaneco is known by only 2 people, and they refuse to speak to each other. It is not exactly a secret, but only 2 people know how to speak the language. It used to be popular in Mexico before the Spanish invasion. Like all the old endemic languages, Ahapaneco also died out slowly. The two people who speak it also refuse to teach it to other people so that the language somehow survives. Looks like another language will die soon, buried with both these stubborn old men. Number 8. Auto-Tune Audio Processor. Auto-Tune was actually created for analyzing seismic data. Then its creators realized that the software can be used to analyze and correct digital voice files of recorded songs. And thus came along Auto-Tune that changed the music industry forever. Almost all singers use the tool to make their songs sound flawless. The software is also one of a kind, with no competitor in sight. Number 7. The results of Academy Awards. The results of Academy Awards are known only to two accountants 48 hours in advance. Since the time the Academy Awards started, there have been no leaks about the information of winners, even though it is not computerized yet. The ballots that contain the votes are handled by two executives of PricewaterhouseCoopers auditors. They count each vote by hand and write down the numbers on paper. Then they each take half the results in two separate suitcases and are escorted to the venue by LAPD police officers. Number 6. Genetic crops. Food is going to be one of the most fought-for resources in the future. Companies are coming up with novel designer food grains and seeds that are resistant to harsh weather, pests, and disease. They also give higher yields per square kilometer. This means that the genetic formula of such seeds is extremely precious. There have been cases where farmers have used these seeds without permission, and companies have sued them for illegal use, burning whole farms to purge their seed usage. Number 5. The symbols on Led Zeppelin's album cover. No one knows what the first symbol in the above album cover means. This album contained their classic song, Stairway to Heaven. Not even the band members or the producers know the meaning of that symbol. Each of the 4 members agreed to contribute for the album cover with the symbol they chose. That's why only Jimmy Page knows what that symbol means, and by the looks of it, he is not going to tell us about it before he dies. Number 4. Stock market trading software. Stock market trading software that helps financial institutions by predicting stock market trends is extremely valuable. Most of the top financial institutions have their trademarked software, which they use to invest smartly and make huge gains in the process. The access to such software is highly regulated, and one such computer programmer lifted some lines of this code and was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Number 3. The Habsburg Napkin Folds. The Habsburg napkin fold is a national secret in Austria. Only 2 anonymous government employees know how to fold a piece of napkin in the shape above, and there is no document where it is written how to fold a napkin into the shape we see. When the employees retire, they pass on the information to the new employees, who will then fold the napkins laid out during state dinners. Also, no one in the world has figured out a way to do it perfectly yet. Number 2. The classic trade secret case of Listerine the mouthwash. How can a mouthwash so widely used be a secret? It is, or at least Pfizer thought so when it acquired its formula in 1880. For the next 70 years, it paid Dr. J.J. Lawrence, the inventor, royalty payments. But in the middle, they got to know that the secret of this famous mouthwash is actually out there in the open. So they sued the Lawrence family, but the court threw out the case, saying that the other companies acquired the formula by legal means. So technically, the mouthwash is still a secret, even though it isn't. Number 1. The recipe of Coca-Cola. There was a time in the 1970s when the Indian government asked Coca-Cola to submit their lists of ingredients so that they could open operations in the country. Coca-Cola refused and didn't open operations until the Indian government changed the rule. Only 2 executives know the formula, and it is very fiercely guarded by keeping it under lock in the SunTrust Bank in Atlanta.